All right, another video from Norwich 93 CMP. We're going to be doing the M14 bolt. The one I have in front of me is an actual GI bolt, and if you look close, you got the part number on the top with the 7 series, and right below it is actually the manufacturer code, and that's for Winchester. It's 66118. They marked a few of the parts: the bolt, the op rod, the hammer. Have that numbered series on it. The trigger housing has OM on it, and OM is Olin Manufacturing, which is the parent company to Winchester at the time that they built these. It's also on their magazines too. So we're gonna talk about the bolt disassembly. Listen, folks, it's just like the M1 Garand, except you just got a roller over here. There are special tools to take these off. All there is a little clip in there to retain it. You just grease them up, and if it's moving free and it's not, I mean, there's very little play with it. A little bit more side to side, but surely nothing really, top to bottom or side to side that way. I'd leave it alone. That's me. Everything is the same, at least in the procedures that we're going to take her apart, and we're going to use basically the cleaning tool. And similar to the M10 tool at the end of that handle, at the end of this handle for the M14, there's a flag screwdriver, but it's got the same face on it that it does for the M10 tool. The M10 tool will work on this. You don't need to go buy one of these, but it does help with the hex wrench, and the cleaning supplies can fit in here. The ratcheting chamber brush fits in there. But we're going to use the same thing. Put the flag in underneath the extractor, gonna push in and twist, and you can see how shit, that hurt. I got my thumb. It's not an M1 Garand thumb, that's for sure. Be careful when you're pulling it off. It happened to slip off because this one's tapered a little bit. The M10 tool, it seems to be a little more solid in there. Just watch out for the ejector spring. There we go. So now I want to tell you about this difference right here. This is longer than the M1 Garand, the spring. The front part of it is exactly the same, but this part is longer. Don't mix them up. When you put them in, you'll know why. We got our extractor now. Comes up, it's the same exact extractor in the M1 Garand, M1 rifle, same thing. All right, in here, there's a spoiler alert. You heard what just fell out. In here, into the right cam, we have the hole that holds the extractor spring and the extractor plunger, and I just turned up. This one came out nice. I was lucky. Usually they stay together on the M14, which is nice, and they're the same also as the M1 rifle. If you look at it, basically all intents and purposes, it's exactly done the same way. Obviously it's shorter, and just the only difference, real difference besides dimensions, is the roller was added. That's it. It just works different with the cam. Firing pin looks the same. It's got the half cut to it. Obviously it's shorter. Usually it's chromed up in the tips. The same exact patterns that you're looking for in the back for the M1 rifle apply to the M14. You're making sure that there's no crazy looking hits over in here from the hammer because it's not in battery. Check your lugs for cracks and burrs back, and then the front also. There's not that much difference, but I do want to show you, if I can find it, my operating rod being a little different. This area is a lot larger. Let me get your M1 rifle on. This area is a lot larger compared to the 30-06, and that's the room for the roller to operate in. Okay, so it's actually the space to fit in there. It's not just beefier, but there's a reason for it. is that this is a lot larger than it was on the Garand. It was very small, actually smaller than this. That actually operated in that little cam area. Okay, so basically that's the bolt. Everything else is the same. Clean it up the same. Put her back together the same. Just wanted to show you how the tool works and that you can also use the M10 tool. All right, that's it. I think I'm going to do one on the stock, and maybe the gas block itself, and I think that'll be the end of the series for the M14. Thanks.